Welcome to Church Everywhere. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Marty. Oh, it's the start of the school year. How are your kids doing?
Thanks for asking. They're actually doing pretty good. You know, we did have a little trick where some of the summer work and one of my girls didn't quite work out.
Oh, yeah. Summer reading was the worst. I mean, it's supposed to be vacation time, right?
I know, right? But the deal is she signed up for a really hard class, so it's kind of our own fault. And they have a rule. You're supposed to get a certain amount of the summer work done in order to even take the class, and she didn't do it.
Oh, did she get kicked out?
No, fortunately, the teacher showed her mercy and gave her some extra weeks, and she just finished.
You know, it's funny. We talk about grace often, which is getting something you don't deserve. But sometimes we forget how important mercy is.
It's a great point, because that mercy that she received, being spared getting kicked out of the class, that was a big deal for her.
Yeah, sometimes we get how valuable mercy is when we receive it, and sometimes we get it when we don't experience it.
Like we can see in this clip from Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Check it out.
Hello, officer. What seems to be the problem?
Well, for starters, you're traveling about 15 miles an hour over the speed limit.
Really? Oh, I thought I was making better time than that.
And, you got a tail light out.
No.
Yeah. Also, your plates expired about a month ago.
Go on.
That's it. That's everything. That's three things.
Well, why don't you write us out any number of expensive time-sensitive tickets and we will be on our way.
I need some identification.
Oh, of course. No, my name is Penny and this is Dodge.
Okay. License and registration.
Well, you see, that's where we've got a problem because I didn't get a chance to retrieve my identification before fleeing my home during a deadly riot. However, we were fortunate enough to hitch a ride with a very nice trucker who, turns out, had hired a hitman to assist him in a suicide, thus bestowing us with this beautiful mode of transportation. So the answer is no license or registration here. However, now, given the current situation with couldn't you find it in your heart to set aside the law just this once and let us on our way so that I can give my friend here the fighting chance of being with the one he loves before we all reach our untimely conclusion?
No.
Can you imagine that? The world's about to end. Literally, a meteor is coming to destroy the earth, and you get pulled over for speeding, and you end up in jail.
It seems so crazy. I mean, technically, I think they did deserve it. They broke the law, and there's some pretty specific punishment spelled out.
And that's where mercy shows up. See, mercy is when we don't receive the punishment we deserve. It's when we set aside our right to punish and instead bring compassion and love for the people who did something wrong.
And you know what? We get pretty hooked on mercy. Because the truth is, sinner or saint, we all mess up all the time. All the time.
The funny thing about mercy is that despite how dependent we are on mercy, it's actually pretty hard to be the people who show mercy to others.
Fortunately, we can look to Jesus and get a really great picture about what it looks like to live a life of mercy. Over and over again, Jesus was personally hurt, betrayed, sinned against. And if anyone could, in a general sense, get angry over any sin, it'd have to be the Son of God, right?
And yet, over and over again, he was an agent of mercy. He didn't call lightning out of the skies to smite his enemies.
He didn't fire his friends, the disciples, when they bailed on him and broke his heart over and over.
And you know what? That life of mercy is what we're made for and called to as well.
Right now, there are people in your life who are gonna let you down. Maybe someone just did. And it hurts, I know. I mean, sin always hurts.
And they deserve consequences for their actions. But just like Jesus has done for us, over and over, instead of bringing our justice, we can bring his mercy.
So be on the lookout for the moments in your life when you can extend God's mercy to someone who sure seems like they're doing everything they can to instead earn your wrath.
Remember, you're not just watching online, you're the Everywhere Church, and you're not in this alone. If you need help knowing how to set aside righteous anger or how to practice mercy, email me or Nathan.
Connect with us if you need support, and we'll see you again soon for another episode.